Hey guys, I'm Kate, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to talk about the gifts that you would give your characters. Now, part of this was inspired because I am currently being blasted with Instagram ads, as we all are this time of year. And I got one that while I didn't appreciate it for me, I instantly saw it and was like, holy shit. This is the perfect present for Mandy. My co-writer and I have been talking about starting up our story again as we went to a wedding a few weeks ago together, and so I had to send her this. It's a stemless wine cup, it talks about spreadsheets, it's everything that Mandy would want and appreciate. We actually have a joke about something calling for a spreadsheet in our story, so it perfectly fits a kind of contemporary vibe that is Mandy. Now at first, as I was thinking this over, I was like, I wonder what I would get my other characters. And so this started to just become kind of the very fun, like, brainstorm activity as I'm walking around. As I'm being blasted with more ads. I'm not usually a big gift giver. Like, in fact, my family kind of peeled back on the gift giving, in part because we already know what we individually want and tend to get it for ourselves, but also just because we don't need any more stuff. That said, I do have friends who loved gift giving, and I'm definitely someone who likes picking out stuff for people, but I'm just really bad about saving it for holidays or special events. I kind of just like send it and I'm like, hooray! Here's this thing, I thought of you. So anyways, question number one for y'all, please do comment down below. What do you think of gift giving? Is it something you enjoy? Is it one of your main love languages? If you buy into that sort of thing. But while I was brainstorming what I would give my characters, I did also ask my patrons what they would give their characters, and I said, if they'd indulge me a little bit, would they just tell me what they would give them and I get to guess for some of the context. So it'll be kind of fun because I'll get to guess about their characters based on this kind of like innocuous thing that probably doesn't even take place in their actual story. I laughed a lot reading some of these comments. But first, since I'm still working on Project Death, I do want to share what I would get Tuovi, my main character. Now, I would get her something different than what each individual character that she has a relationship with in her stories would get her, which was another kind of fascinating element of this to me. I'm not someone who typically fills out character bios or character sheets, but I'm starting to think maybe this is like something I should put on there for fun, but also like it really helped me sort of contextualize how each character saw Tuovi and their experiences with her. For instance, her best friend would make her kind of like an outfit because that's what her best friend does in the story, but also that's what her best friend's good at. And Tuovi, though she doesn't really care about staying up with the latest fashion or anything like that, would appreciate it because her best friend put in the time and effort. So it's just kind of, also, she's secretly in love with her best friend, doesn't end up with her, it's fine. So anyways, I have two presents for her, but they're kind of tied together. And one of them is sweet buns. So at the start of the book, Tuovi takes off from the sticks and journeys to the capital, to the castle, and experiences many things throughout there. But one of them is that she falls in love with these kind of sweetbreads that a baker makes. Also, she's commissioned to eventually kill the baker by the house. It is not called Project Death for nothing. So I would definitely get her her own sweetbreads, her own sweet buns, but also I first saw these when I was in Japan, when I visited my friend in Tokyo. I think they're becoming even more popular over here, but they're kind of like the squishy version of things. So like they're often really cute, which I think Tuovi would find hysterical. She would be very confused at first. She would think they're absurd, but I think that's why she'd eventually fall in love with it after all. So I would also get her squishy version of the sweet butts. I would get her both and I would give her that. And she would look at me like I was crazy. I would be scared of her, but I think that's the way to her heart. So anyways, please do comment down below, let me know what you would get your characters. And for the record, for the main character that I write in my co-writer and I shared story, I think I would get her one of those scratch off world maps, like when you visited places, except I would get her a really nice, really fancy one. Within the course of the story, she's trying to be an on-air reporter, potentially a news anchor, but I could also, beyond the story, I could see her being kind of like a traveling journalist. She also really loves her fashion, so I think a fancier version of one of those scratch off maps would be really cool for her. So that would also be an interesting question, is what would you get your characters in story, but also beyond, should they survive your story? Which brings into a... Zelda, your tippy tappies are a little loud, what are you doing? Which I've said that. So with that in mind, I think it is time to read some of my patrons' gifts and do a little bit of guessing. Unsurprisingly, several people said knives or some sort of weapon or survival tool. Like Alvin's, Mira and Jag could probably use some mattress and some Ziploc bags. Amazing the things we take for granted. It really shows how much shit we throw at our characters and how many of them are in life or death circumstances. Emily made me literally laugh out loud with, they'd probably like a day off from all of the crap I throw at them. Which just means that she's doing a great job, right? Some Deep Mystery said G would either get a bottle of very fine gin or an old car that needs love and attention. I would get something handmade, tickets to the ballet or a new kit for cleaning his guns. And I love the juxtaposition for I, not usually the things that people would put together, but I bet that's what makes him a very fun character to write and also like subvert some tropes. But my guess about this character is that he doesn't hide this love at all, and that other characters are often surprised by him. Very like Captain Holt-esque. Haley said I would give them all some rest and free therapy, which like, yes, honestly, if I could give free therapy to everyone, that's something I would do, but certainly for the characters and the shit we put them through, like they all do need therapy after this. Oh, unless of course, the context of your story is them going through therapy currently. That would be interesting. I would actually love to read like a back and forth. You know how some stories are told entirely in like logs? That would be kind of fun. Vic said something about giving the brother of their main character and his partner a gingerbread house and kit, and I think that is so cute. I think that would be so fun. Vic mentions kind of self-discovery items. So I'm guessing this book is a contemporary, and as they just mentioned best friends, I think it would be kind of interesting if rather than being a love story, it was like falling in love with themselves. Like, you know, the ones where people think they're gonna get a love story, but it's actually a story of like self-actualization. This is my guess. Mysterious Cloud said I'd give my contemporary OC the love of his life's voice to remind him that love will continue to be with him even after death. Why are you doing this to me? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm guessing that they're traveling in a ship and the love of the life, it was a bad storm, a very bad storm, and the love of their life fell off while trying to save someone else. And also, the main character was captaining the ship, and so they have a little bit of guilt too. What am I doing? I don't know. Fox says that they'd give their main character a hug and some chocolate chip cookies. I think he needs it. And Siobhan said maybe a heads up for what's coming in book 2. We really are just so mean to our characters, and our readers will be thankful for it. But that's gonna be it for me. Please do comment down below. Again, let me know what you'd gift your characters. Let me know what your other characters would gift them, and if this is something that you think about kind of regularly in your character creation, plotting, whatever setup. Also, if you've ever written a scene that was like a gift giving scene, yeah, I'd be very curious. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to give Zelda the gift of a walk. And I will see you all very soon with a new video. Bye.